Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. And I'm your host with the most, the Bridge 258, here to discuss this absolutely gutless performance from Chelsea Football Club in Chelsea 1, Newcastle 3. Let's get into it. I don't know where to start this game. It just seems like for me, Chelsea have a massive conundrum on their hands. You've even now got a new bunch of players. Which makes it even more crazier, which is, why is it when it's the big games, when it's the game of high octane, when there's stakes that matters, Chelsea, they can rise it. You know what I'm saying? They're able to bring their level of play to that level. But whenever it's a team where they're, favoured, or whether they should really be winning that game, Chelsea, for some reason, they always falter. We always flipping falter all the bloody time. And that's what's making me so flipping annoyed. It's really as simple as that when it comes down to it. And for me, what is making it worse here is that, you look at the way we're performing, and the sort of motivation I speak for, you look at it, and then you look at another team like Newcastle, who they don't care if you're facing a high team or a low team. It don't matter who they're facing. They are here to compete and win the game. It don't matter who they're facing. And those are the type of guys that we need to be competing with if we are trying to get into that top 5 area. And we're not even able to compete against them. You know what I mean? Where we are actually favourites to beat them. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, annoying, to be honest, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to that. So I'm just talking about just a motivational aspect there first. I want to talk obviously about the game first. Let's start with the goals. Obviously, they were able to score their first goal via Isak, in which it seems that the team were basically trying to play Isak offside by doing a quick high line thing. Sadly, Kukurea didn't get the message. You know what I mean? He didn't get the message. And he decided to. So he logged off like the Windows 07 and decided to keep Isak on side, and Isak was just able to place it into the back of the net with ease. So you can't blame Sanchez for that at all. But you have to be asking questions of Kukurea there and why he went to decide to go to you know what I'm saying, and log off. So let's start with that one there first. Then obviously, we started creating 1 or 2 chances, and then we were able to equalise via the Sterling free kick. The only good thing he did the whole of that game, if I'm being well and truly honest with you, we were gonna get to him. I was already seeing tweets here on Twitter from some people saying Ahmed, look, Ahmed Sterling scored and everything like that. Don't worry, man, we're gonna get to him soon. You know what I mean? He's not the main one. There is a main one that I need to. There are some main ones that we need to speak on. It's not just one person here. We need to speak on a lot of people here. If we're truly well and truly being honest. But yeah, so that was 1-1. Second half comes along, you can see that we need changes to be made. We're kind of being lethargic. We're making some stupid, cheap errors, giving them multiple set pieces which they could have possibly scored upon. Sanchez decided to start to become like he was on Dancing on Ice, bro. He's on Strictly Come Dancing, man. The way he was falling around, zipping around like this. I saw him do the splits at one point. You know what I'm saying? So he's clearly trying to get a chance into Strictly or Dancing on Ice. So hey, there's a place for you there, big man, if you want to. Just cancel your Chelsea contract as well with us. Thank you very much. But that, obviously, they had a few beach, and then, bang, ball comes in via Anthony Gordon. He hits it all the way in. Bang, head out by Lascelles. Kukurea loses his man, essentially, in Lascelles, because Badiashile was on another person. And then, bang, he's free. Bang, right in 2-1. Cash money. And then, Thiago Silva and decides to do another logs off as well, and then he creates. I can't believe that one. I was laughing a bit inside. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, you're meant to be angry. That one, I laughed a little bit inside. How do you do that in football terms, man? How do you do that in football terms? He essentially just decides to do some. I don't know what he was trying to do. He does something. Jonathan just pounces on him. Bang. It finishes it into the top bottom corner, and it's 3-1 like that. And in a space literally of like 25 minutes, we just decided to crash and burn, essentially. So that's what happened literally there. And then 4-1, what happened at 4-1 there. Anthony gets the ball. He basically does 1v1 with Badiashile, is able to get a slight edge on him and puts the ball into the back of the net via finesse shot as usual, and it's 4-1. And then he does the little this. I've seen people be saying like, obviously trying to say a man not better than Cole Palmer. I've seen some people say that, but like I don't give a shit, honestly, man. If we talk about performances, the attack today was shit. You know what I mean? There's no other way. There's no other way to put it. Palmer was not great, to be honest, at all. He was logged off. Jackson logged off as well. He was just not cooking at all. There was times where he got 1 or 2 chances, which he wasn't able to put into the back of the net either. But of course, he logged off too, so he was out of it too. So there's another one that was gone. Obviously, we spoke Sterling. Barring the free kick, he did nothing. He was absolutely cooking nothing, man. He was absolutely rubbish today. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing with Sterling, and I've said it, I'll say it, and I'll say it again. Consistently inconsistent. That's the thing with him. That's what he will always be. That's what he will always be when it comes down to it. Mudra, when he came on, meh. You know what I mean? He's not moving no mountains. Honestly, the other guys that came on didn't really provide anything going forward. Gallagher didn't have a great game either, if we're being honest as well. Obviously he had a few shooting chances which he missed. In midfield, he wasn't great either. Ugo Chukwu was constantly getting stretched out because of the situation there, and he himself was having a bit of a meh game. But again, he's a young player. I can actually at least say, when I look at him, he's making mistakes, but there's at least a reason behind it, you know what I'm saying? But Gallagher, not really. Enzo was, all right, meh. Not doing anything that much. That wasn't a great game from him either, if we're truly being honest as well. Kukurea, he obviously made the 2 mistakes that I spoke about, but at the same time, I felt sorry for him because Sterling was not tracking back at all. You know what I mean? It was just literally Kukurea versus the other person. And that man, it was literally 1v1. He wasn't even getting any help from Sterling to make it even a 2v1 where he can, at least they double up on him, and then Kukurea could have the opportunity to be able to take the ball off him, then give it to Sterling, and then you could at least start a counter attack like that. But like Sterling was just not there. It was just hit Kukurea and the other guy, literally 1v1 in the whole time, which was not fair on Kukurea, if you're being honest. Barry Shaw was not that great either, if you're being honest as well. Didn't have a great game at all. But again, this is something that I will question about Pochettino, if I may, and that is that after Newcastle, there was literally only Brighton and Man United left, and then there was a clear fixture reign where we were facing very mid to lower teams, essentially. So if I'm Pochettino, I'm thinking, let's not put him into Newcastle, Brighton, or Man United. Bring him on a sub if you have to. Let him play those games, and then you can at least bring him back to full strength and fitness, whatever you want to call it, and full match sharpness and everything you need it to be. But of course, that didn't happen at all. So we move on that one still. Thiago Silva, utterly atrocious this game. You know what I'm saying? He was utterly atrocious this game. And, again, this is why, when I speak about Thiago Silva and the need, if you're going to move on from him to be phasing him out, this is why. We should not be needing to... I understand people say Thiago Silva in the big games, but the thing is, we need to move on from Thiago Silva at the same time. This is a game where you could have started Disasi, you could have Bardesio and Disasi in this game, and it would have been, I think, a lot more of a stronger one, or even Thiago Silva, Levi Cole, or Disasi. But I understand Bardesio if, Levi Cole will just come back and you don't want to, you want him to be back to full match sharpness or full match fitness if that is the case. But, in this game in particular, you really, in my opinion, should have been playing, again, some form of a Bardesio, Disasi, or Bardesio, Levi Cole. Thiago Silva needs to be moved on upon, and this game only shows it further. Reece James, I don't quite, listen, I'm a big fan of Reece James. I think he did an alright thing this game, but the problem with him is, and I will say it again, you can't be taking those cheap yellow cards, man. When it comes down to it, at the end of the day, the first one was a yellow card. We all know it was. Second one was a yellow card, but that's not captain-like behaviour, man. At the end of the day, bro, you have to also be able to trust that even if you do lose your man, that your centre-backs are going to be able to at least, block it or take care of it for you. You can't just be tugging on players. You need to also know that you're playing with a yellow card. You need to be smarter than that. You need to be better than that 110% of the time. That's all it is, man. Honestly, if it comes down to it. And Sanchez, I can't really blame him for a lot of the goals, really. But but the one thing I will say about him, man, in set pieces, that guy is a mess, man. At set pieces, he's a mess. He's skidding around, he's falling around, doing the splits, everything like that, and that is not helpful when it comes down to it at the end of the day. And when it comes down to it, he needs to do better. There needs to be a bit more firmer. And obviously on the training pitch this week, bro, we need to be looking at set pieces and improving on that 110% of the time. That's all it is. And if you do speak about a lot of the stuff that's happening right now, a lot of the stuff that's happening is because of the team, is lacking maturity. There needs to be a lot more maturity in the game. You need to be relaxed cool, calm, collected. When you are making these mistakes happen, this is where the experience is needed. It's not. I know a lot of people talk about striker, but I've always maintained that you needed some level of experience in the team. Because Thiago Silva for me and Sterling is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Thiago Silva Sterling not gonna be enough for experience. You need to bring in a bit more experience, guys that are able to keep the other guys cool, calm, collected, especially the younger guys, and they're able to help them provide a barrier for them to improve upon. That's all it is. So it is what it is at the end of the day. And when it comes down to Pochettino, listen, I said this before, man. Pochettino, I don't really think he made a mistake pretty much with the lineup. The problem, other than for me, Thiago Silva maybe. However, excuse me. However, the big problem and the big thing that I will say about when it comes down to Pochettino, the subs were too late. The subs were too late. I felt like he could have probably taken off players earlier than he should have, and he didn't. And that also plays a part in it to it. As a manager, you're meant to see and be able to read the game faster and quicker than the other guys, and he wasn't able to do so. And that is also on him at the end of the day. Pretty simple, man. That's the video, guys. As always, please make sure to continue to like, share, subscribe. I've been your host of the most British 258. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, please make sure to stay blue.